Hey friends! Today's an exciting day. Today's an exciting day. We are officially starting our home theater makeover series, and I'm so excited. I'm so freaking excited. So this transformation has been a long time coming, and we are finally in a position where I am ready to kind of take the space on, and there is so much work that has to be done. Even though it looks like a blank slate behind me, we've already done some collateral damage to make sure I can do what I want to do in this space. I am ready to transform this space so that we can go back out to the living space, get it finished up, and that will, it won't conclude, but it will make the space entertainable, if that makes sense. So today's video is gonna be a lot of planning. I'm gonna share with you the inspiration for the space. I'm gonna show you what we've already torn up in the space to get it ready for the transition, kind of give you some advice as far as the theater room is concerned, because I've already learned a whole lot, and then do some prep work for the electrician that I'm gonna hire to come in and do some work for me, because we're adding lights and all types of stuff. So if you're into watching homeowners transform their space, you like to see a good DIY, you like to see a good moody transformation, be sure to stick around for today's video and this series in general, because it is about to be good. Let's hop into today's video, friends. All right, guys, this is like the 15th time that I have recorded this video. It's dark, I'm sorry, but I wanted to hop on quickly before we get into the planning process for the wall trim to talk through why this makeover is happening. So this makeover is just as much about function as it is aesthetic, okay? We will be in this house, new construction, 2 years on the 11th of this month. We'll be celebrating our 2-year anniversary in our home. And when we were building this house, we were building it as semi-custom. We didn't have a whole lot of time to plan through, and the theater room was like not high on the list. We knew we wanted audio that was going to be amazing, so we made sure we got that. But from a function and livability standpoint, we didn't have a whole lot of time to plan, and it wasn't like high on the priority list as much as like bathroom, kitchen, stuff like that. So making some design decisions or some install decisions as far as the audio is concerned, we made a few mistakes, which is what is really leading to this type of makeover, because I'm having to correct some of the errors that we made when we installed the audio system, and that affects the function of the room. So before we hop into like planning out the wall trim, I kind of want to take you through the space. You're gonna have to use your imagination a little bit, because I've already taped it off and things are not where they were. I don't know if I have before pictures, but you're gonna have to use your imagination just a little bit, so you understand what was happening before. And I'm gonna try as much as I can to help you understand how to correct a mistake like this through what I'm doing. Or if you are getting ready to go into a process where maybe you're building your house right now, or you're about to go through a renovation, or you want to take on a renovation, help you understand how to make the decisions for a room like your theater room, which is probably not somewhere that you give as much thought to as you give to like your bedroom, your bathroom, your kitchens, and stuff like that. So let's turn the camera around really quickly. I'm gonna talk through that, take you through the space, and then we'll hop into planning the wall trim and helping me kind of sort through my thoughts. And then at the end of the video, we'll come back and I'll show you kind of how everything came out and why I did what I did. And there's some areas where I kind of want some insight or some of your thoughts as well. So let's turn the camera around real quick and chit chat. All right, so originally when we were planning for this space, the only thing that we really considered when planning for this space was the audio, which is the speakers that you see everywhere. We knew it was going to be a movie room. We knew we wanted great audio. We knew we wanted a lot of audio, But outside of that, we really didn't have time to think through layout of the space, how our family would use the space. So I'm going to show you as best as I can. But this room is longer than it is wider. So we're looking at about 11 feet going this way and about 17 feet going this way. And the short wall has the doors on it. So imagine walking into the theater room, and what we originally did, as you can see where the holes are, was installed a 7.2 speaker system, meaning you've got 4 speakers in the ceiling, 3 on the wall, and 2 subwoofers. Because of the size of the room, the audio people, when we were planning, said, hey, you should do it this way because that'll give you speakers here, here in the ceiling, here, here in the ceiling. It was all about the speaker placement, not necessarily about getting the best function out of the room, if that makes sense, okay? So the reason why having the TV on this wall posed a problem is because walking through, in order to get the best audio experience from these speakers, the way that we had it originally set up, your seating would need to run this way. Why, Kay? Well, here's why. These front speakers are throwing the vocal sounds at you from the TV. These speakers are giving you what's called that surround sound effect, where they're dropping down and the audio is hitting you where you're sitting. These back speakers are serving what most movies are using in their audio, which is Dolby Atmos, where this, if you're sitting the way that we originally had it placed, is giving you all of like the special effects. So imagine hearing somebody running, the door slamming, the car wheels screeching. This is where that high impact sound comes from, okay? Subwoofers, don't matter where they are, they're just gonna bring the bass. But if you wanna get the most out of this audio, this is how you want to be seated in order for these speakers and this money that we paid, because we paid a lot of money for these pre-wires to have the greatest effect. Well, having the seating going across the short area of the room causes issues. As you're walking into the door, you walk into the back of your seating. Now, this would not be an issue if the doors were not right here. Why? If the door is open, there's a crack in between the door. If there's a light on out there and we have the door closed, guess what you see? Reflections on the TV. And guess what the view is when the door is open? It's the back of seating, which is not the most attractive, and it doesn't offer the most space because any seating that you would put here couldn't be any more than maybe 80 inches wide, and we're a family of 6. So it didn't work. Didn't matter how we tried it, didn't work. We had old sectional in here set up where we had 3 seats. It was modular, so we had 3 seats up front that made the kids too close to the TV. It was crowded. There wasn't enough walking space. We took that modular sofa out. We brought the green sofas in and placed them on each side of the wall, running both sides of the wall so that you can have this walkway here, but then you can't have a coffee table, you can't have an ottoman, and the audio experience is great. So what's the resolution? The resolution is flip the room, which is what we did. So I'm recording on my phone. I'm gonna press stop so it doesn't take forever and 900 years to upload this for me to edit. I'm gonna hop back on and tell you why flipping the room was the best choice and why I decided to. Okay, we're back. So once I decided to flip the room, I said, hey, we have tried this every which way but Sunday, right? Like we have tried all that we know how to do. as far as seating arrangements are concerned, and it's just not working out. Like, it's not the best experience. So Tim and I talked, we agreed that, hey, flipping the room would be best, but that posed its own challenges because this media room is on the first floor of our home. Well, why is that a challenge, Kate? There's no attic access. If we were upstairs, the guys could run through the attic, flip the wires, no problem. But because we do not have attic access, here's where the destruction comes in, because the only way to move what was once here to here was to go through the inside of the media room. And as you can see, this is where it landed us. Are we okay with it? Yep. Are we a little bit like, dang it? Yep. Because had we have had more time building our home, thinking about how we were going to live in it, how we were going, truly understanding like this audio. This was a learning experience for all of us. We knew we wanted big sound, but we were told the best way to do it was here. And actually, what we've done is accomplished the same thing. It's still gonna be a huge sound in this room. The speakers are just set up differently. So these become the front speakers that give you that vocal audio that will bounce down to the seating here. Just doesn't have as far to throw. So acoustically wise, I'm gonna have to add some stuff in here to dampen the sound a little bit. And that could be done through rugs, through sofas, through pillows, through curtains, should I decide to do so. And we still have the ability to get our special effects. So once we became okay with the idea that we were gonna have holes like this in our brand new home, we said, okay, let's do it. We got the guys out, same folks that came in and installed it. We're happy to come in and, spend some more of our money and move it to the wall, which is where it lands us here now. So now that you understand why this is taking place, let's start. Let me show you how I taped off these walls. And then at the end, I'll come back and talk through why I've done what I'm doing, because this part is where the aesthetic comes in. This part was function. This part is aesthetic and vibes, okay? So let's hop into planning out the trim for this wall. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of B-roll for this video, just from a lighting perspective. But on the TV wall, I've got the TV position where it's high enough, and we did some measurements. So the first thing I'm gonna do today is tape off 24 inches from the floorboard straight across the wall. Because over here, we are going to do floating storage all the way across. Now, I am not building the storage, okay? Let me repeat that. I know I built the built-ins in his office. This we are going to purchase from IKEA. They got some really good, like it's the Besta system. It is great for media rooms. We're gonna get the doors that look all modern and stuff. I will not be building floating storage because that will take forever. So we're gonna hang them on the wall. They're gonna float. I'm gonna make them look real nice, but I will not be building those. Not today. Not gonna do it. But I'm confident, because of some stuff that I've seen in research, that they will give the look that I want them to look, and they will be tall enough to store all of his gaming systems. So we're gonna do floating storage all the way across. I'm gonna run LED strips under the storage. I'm gonna put backlighting behind the TV so that there is lighting there. None of this will be visible. So all of his controls and stuff will be in that storage so that we do not have to see it. I can't wait. On top of the storage, originally, I was going to do shelving to go on the sides, but there's not a whole lot of space. And for the sake of keeping it minimal and keeping it slick in here, I think I'm going to skip the shelves. I think, okay? I may tape it off, see how it looks, but I really don't want this wall to be busy. I want this wall to be as minimal as possible. So if I skip the shelves over here, I will add a wall sconce here, and I will add a wall sconce here just to provide some additional ambient lighting in the space. But I will decide on that. But we're gonna take this off 24 inches above just to get the floating space in place, the floating storage in place, so we can see what it looks like. And then on the rest of the walls, we're gonna do like a 2-layered panel, okay? So on this wall, the storage system is about 17 inches in depth, right? So on this wall, starting 17 inches out, exactly at that 24-inch mark, I am going to do bottom railing all around the room so that it's even with the floating shelves. And then from there, I will do upper paneling, and we're going for like this modern raised panel. And if I don't do the raised panel, because it's got like the picture frame molding inside, I don't know if I want to do that traditional. I might do like 2 layers. So I might do like a 2x or 1x6, and then do like a 1x2 as the second layer. Gonna tape it out with the 2 different sizes today, see what it looks like. But we're gonna put that trim on the wall and then determine where the sconces are going to go, X them off. And that's gonna be the extent of the wall. Don't want it super busy. Don't plan on putting posters up in here. Don't plan on doing any of that. I really want the space to be lit, have an ambient lighting mood. We might throw some artwork behind the sofa if the wall trim lends itself to that, and I may do some wall trim that lends itself to that, but it's really going to be minimal in here, like not a whole lot going on. And then I'll mark off where I want the ceiling lights for the electrician. Once I have everything done and in place and I know where everything's going to go, we'll call the electrician out, get him out here to do the work, then we'll come back and put the wall trim up. So this should actually be a really easy transformation from a construction standpoint after the electrician is done, because I think I'm gonna get somebody else to do the drywall repair. I don't want to do it. And wall trim for me is super easy. So we'll see how it goes. But now I want to start taping everything off. I'm gonna go find my wall level and start taping everything off so that we can visualize what the space is going to look like with the trim, and then make plans to get the electrician out to do his part. So let me go get the level, and then when we come back, we'll be taping off the wall. This prep work proves to be reliable, then I'll be able to use the tape lines as the guide when I'm installing stuff versus having to have the level. So I'm gonna see about struggling through with this level right now. And then, or I can use the tape line as the line for the level. And be able to go from there. So it definitely makes it faster. I just wish the level line through further, because right now it's not throwing that far. Even 11 feet. Y'all hear Tim yelling? He be talking loud as hell. I don't know why he talks so loud. He be yelling at people. I be like, I know they tired of you yelling at them. Oh, I remember when I was building out my built-ins in my office. That was when Beyonce's Renaissance album had just came out, and I am a Beehive member. And I had my favorite song on the album on repeat. I think it was Church Girl. And he was in his office, and these speakers are so loud in here that he come running out of his office. He's on this meeting. He's like, babe, turn the music down. I'm like, oh, shoots, my bad. So these walls are super thin. One of the other things that we learned as we've been going through this process is if you're gonna do a room like this and you really want that audio to be what it is, probably also insulate the walls, like double layer the walls or something, so that the sound doesn't interfere with different parts of the room, because it's very difficult to have this room going if there's another room going, because the audio does its job. So in order for this to be effective, and we're not going to do that because that would require us taking down like all the walls, and I'm just not willing to do that. But in order for this sound to be effective, you have it at a certain volume, and in order for it not to interrupt stuff that's going on in another part of the house, you definitely want, oh shoot, I done lost the pen. You definitely want insulation, extra insulation if you can. That way, you don't run into audio interferences in the other parts of your home. So another lesson learned. We won't do that, so we're gonna deal with it. We usually are watching TV as a family anyway, so it doesn't pose too big of a problem. But like, say for instance, we had company for Thanksgiving and we were in the media room, somebody upstairs trying to sleep, the audio definitely interferes. So I'm actually going to run this tape up the middle, because I will want the center of this to be, probably should go grab the ladder, because I'm gonna need it, because I ain't that tall. Let me go get the ladder real quick. Be right back. Case. Math. Okay. Here's a struggle I'm having, y'all. So let me turn you real quick. So in this corner, I called myself going to start the trim 17 inches out so that it's flush with the bottom cabinets. But that don't have nothing to do with up top, because I'm not doing storage up here. So if I run this like this, that would mean I could run another piece of trim in the wall here, another piece of trim in the wall behind it, which would actually mean this trim don't need to be 17 inches from the wall. It could be further in, especially considering that it then would be able to go all the way down. Gosh, dog it. We got to do all of this over again. Math, y'all. Ooh, math. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these pieces, move them to the corners. Then I'm gonna measure this wall, divide it by 3 to make 2 even boxes here. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Because then we'll have 1, 2, 3 boxes. OMG, it's so much freaking math. I hate math. I hate math. So my phone picks up the light in here a little better than what my camera does, or at least how I know how to operate the camera. This camera that I have is supposed to be able to do low light. I don't know how to do it though. Anyways, so this is the 11-foot wall. So this is the wall that you see right when you walk into the theater room. So walking in, there'll be 3 boxes designed up top. And what you see, this blue line down here, that's the line, that's the trim that's gonna be, that's gonna run perpendicular to the storage on this wall. So this green tape right here signifies where the trim is gonna start on the bottom. So the bottom and the top trim will not be like the same, okay? Where you see these blue dots on the wall, that is where the electrician is gonna have to wire for lights. So there'll be sconces that throw up and down both sides here. And then up top here in this middle box, the reason why that light is so high is because we're gonna do an acrylic piece of artwork here and have a picture light sit on top of it. So I'm satisfied with this layout. It'll be double trimmed. It's gonna be nice. I like it. So now that that's done, I need to come over to this side. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to actually work on this wall because this wall goes up and over, and this is the wall where the snack bar is gonna be. So this wall will not be the same as the wall behind us, but it will only be trim and lighting. So I need to figure out the mathematics for the trim that's going over here. And honestly, guys, I'm gonna hang curtains up top that will enclose the room, I think. But I'm gonna go ahead and tape off the trim first just to see how I like it as far as the layout is concerned, and then work on the snack bar wall, do that layout, tape off where the shelves are gonna be, tape off where the refrigerator is gonna start, so I can make sure I like that layout, and then I'll finalize the big wall. So let's work on this real quick, and then we'll come back. I'll show you what that looks like. Then we'll tackle that wall. Okay, so I got the walls by the door taped off. I'm gonna turn the camera around so I can talk you through what I'm thinking over here because I still need to decide on lighting, and that's gonna be determined by a couple of things. So let's turn the camera around real quick, chit chat about what the heck we're gonna do over here on the wall. Okay guys, so this wall is taped off now. We're going to have some asymmetrical vibes going on in this space. I can tell you that right now. But what you see here is, here's my thought process. I still hadn't finalized it, but here's what I'm thinking. So I know that storage comes out 17 inches, so 18 inches from there. We got a piece of trim going here. So this will be a box, raised paneling. Up top, I'm thinking where you see the tape will be the 1x5s. Now you might be saying, Kay, why is that side lower than this side and what's going on over here? Glad you asked. So over here is where the snack bar will be. And I decided to put it on this side because we already have storage on this wall, and I didn't want that kind of running into what's going on over here. I want that to be a moment on its own. So over here, we'll have a fridge down below with the countertop, and then we'll have 2 shelves that'll house like snacks, stuff like that. So what I'm thinking is over here where this lives, I'll do like a little countertop. Now this may be battery operated. I don't know yet, but I might do like a little countertop lamp that'll be cool enough just to sit there. I don't know. I'll figure that out, but it'll be some lighting source over there. But what I'm thinking is, instead of boxing off the panels, is that over here on this wall, since I have quite an amount of space, it almost feels like the same size as this middle part right here. You know, we're doing artwork with a light up there. I'm thinking I would mirror that aesthetic over here, same size artwork with the sconce coming down, the picture light coming down, the same amount of height as over here. If I do that, I feel like with the type of picture framing we're using, it will keep this space light enough. It won't overcrowd the TV wall. And then on the TV wall, I can just do the wall sconces that will be everywhere else, if that makes sense. I'm sorry about that light. What I haven't decided is whether or not I'm gonna do the raised paneling on this wall. I really don't know if I want to or not, and I probably won't decide that until the rest of the paneling is up on the wall and I have the lights up. It might happen that it happens. It's just that if I do that, paneling will probably run smack dab down the middle of the speakers, then there's a little protrusion, or I can put it right on the outside of the speakers. I don't know if I want it that close to the speakers. I don't know. That's why I hadn't decided. I really want to keep this wall open. Just put the light sconces on it. It'll be cool. So now that that's done, I gotta figure out this wall. And here's this asymmetrical stuff we're gonna be dealing with, okay? So over here, we're gonna come out about 31 inches or so. So that's the snack bar countertop is gonna encompass all of this corner, right? So at that point, the trim on the wall is gonna drop down from what is 34 inches here to the 24 inches. So there'll be a step from the counter to the trim because we're 24 inches here. And I want to run that because it will look seamless coming off of this wall, which will give us another little asymmetrical moment over there. The challenge that I'm gonna have by doing that is that one of my panel boxes over here is gonna look different because I'm gonna have countertop over here. So something's gonna look different. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. I won't know until I tape it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I'm hoping it all works well. I think this is 16 feet. So if I do 4 sections, we should be good. But I'm thinking about doing 3 larger sections. I don't know, I gotta figure that out. But we're gonna go ahead and figure that out now. And then once we figure out this wall, will come tape off where the ceiling lights are going to be. I'll have everything X'd off the list and we'll be ready to call the electrician. So almost there, just a little bit more to go. Let's get this wall taped off and see what we come up with.
You did that. Yeah, you crossed the line about 1,000 times and I did that. Yeah, I stayed a while, tried to make it right. Cigarette. No, I never smoked, but my heart is broke, explosive. Stressing for that old thing back. That initial love, all the goosebumps, those flutters in my gut, turn into disgust. What a waste of love, babe. I just wanna go back to how it was, lay in each other's arms all day. Send me gifts just because. Tell me where we went wrong. Started out as homies, ended up as lovers. How'd it get so ugly? Can't we rediscover, baby, what it was? Or let's be honest, it was just a love bomb. You were so romantic, we were picture perfect. So much freaking passion, why we never got it back, babe? It was just a love bomb. Really wish you didn't push me away. I was willing to try long as it takes. I would never say we were a mistake, but fleeting romance doesn't a lifetime make. That initial love, all the goosebumps, those flutters in my gut, turn into disgust. What a waste of love, babe. to how it was, baby. Lay in each other's arms all day, Damn it, it's just because it's Tuesday. Tell me where we went wrong. Started as fantasy, ended as enemies. How'd it get so ugly? Can we rediscover, baby, what it was? Or let's be honest, it was just a love bomb. You were so romantic, we were picture perfect. So much freaking passion, why we never got it back, baby? If you miss me, just say that, baby. Love bomb. I don't deserve what you put me through, so you don't deserve one more chance. It's true, I still miss you, but I really miss you.
I went ahead and finished the long wall. I got it all taped off, and I got it marked where the actual light sconces are going to go. So now I'm gonna flip you around and take you through the final kind of walkthrough of the space. I got a couple of places where if you have some thoughts and ideas, I'd be happy to hear those down in the comments. But I kind of want to show you what the plan is. And the only thing that I have left to do is mark off on the ceiling where the ceiling lights are going to go. And I'm still on the fence on whether or not we're going to do track lighting or if we're just going to do recessed lighting. Definitely putting a fan in here because it is hot. But we'll talk about that all in a minute. Let me turn you around and show you where we're at now. Okay, so what you're looking at now is the long wall opposite from the TV. So on this wall, I decided to do 4 squares. And you'll notice that it is quite a bit going on in this corner. So let's talk real quick about this corner. So this corner is the snack bar, right? So you got your fridge down here. You got your countertop, which will come out about 21 inches. Then you got 2 floating shelves. Well, over here, what I had to do was, and it's kind of off, but it'll all be aligned, when we start installing the panels. So I am actually using this corner as the corner to go 24 inches up and 24 inches all the way around, okay? And I did that because I wanted the look to be cohesive when you walk through the door. When you walk through the door, you can't see the snack bar, right? When you walk through the door, this is what you see. So in order to keep some cohesion and not to have it look like crazy pants, I wanted to ensure that all of this is seamless, okay? Because we're trying to keep it as minimal as possible, even though we're putting wall panels on the wall. So this wall is about 17 feet from wall to wall. So I divided 17 by 4, which came out to about 17 feet by 4, which came out to roughly 49, 50 inches. So I made those blocks come down all the way. So this double panel wall will be symmetrical all the way across, except for over there where the bottom will run into the refrigerator. So we'll have to make some accommodations over there. No big deal. And that square will be smaller. I did that because from an artwork perspective, there's only going to be 2 pieces of artwork in this room. Where you see these blue X's, that's a wall sconce. Those sconces will be throwing up lights and down lights along the wall. Over here, we already discussed the acrylic artwork going up with the picture light. I decided that on this wall, I would add wall sconces. So they are halfway between the speaker and the wall. So you'll have a wall sconce, same height as all of the rest. And then on this wall is where the other artwork will go, kind of keeping it as clean as possible. So the other artwork will go here. So Tim showed me, what's the word I'm looking for? a portrait fireplace. He was like, hey, what if we did that there? And I'm not mad at it, but I'm trying to keep it from being busy in here. If I were gonna do a fireplace anyway, I would do it underneath here. And honestly, I probably could, because I really only need storage for what you see here. There won't be a lot of stuff in his steering wheel for his game. And between the space that we have over here and the space that we have over here, I'm sure I could store it. But building a fireplace was just not a part of what I wanted to do, although it's not out of the picture. That's one of the things that I need your vote on. Fireplace, no fireplace. I'll put up 2 inspirational pictures. You vote down in the comments. Tim is team fireplace. That's gonna add time to the project, and that's gonna require some custom stuff that I wasn't ready for, but I'm not opposed to it. I just didn't have it in the plans, okay? But I do think it would be beautiful there. And then just adding the other acrylic artwork there with a picture light. So I do need to add a picture light over here, over the snack bar, so that, you know, there's some, even though this is very asymmetrical, those picture lights will provide some anchor and symmetry on that wall. So when we're sitting in here, imagine sitting on the sofa, right? We're watching TV, you look over, there's artwork, you look over, there's artwork, and then if you want a quick beverage, it's in the corner, it's inconspicuous. You see the beverage refrigerator we're looking at is gonna be stealth, so it's not really taking up a whole lot of, not really like the focal point, but it's there for function. So we don't have to leave, and we can set it up real cool for movie night. And then outside of that, that's gonna be it. I have to figure out if I wanna do just recessed lighting. That's the other thing. Do we just do recessed lighting, or do we do track lighting? I was thinking about doing track lighting right where this speaker hole is, and that's be the ceiling light for the back of the room, and then doing another one where that speaker hole is pointing down towards that wall. But I think that might be overkill. I may just do recessed lighting, 4 recessed lights, because the TV will be backlit. The storage will have LED lights running underneath it. If I go with a fireplace, we'll have a fireplace. Yes, I'm trying to create an ambiance, but I don't want to go overboard. But so far, here's what I'm thinking. When I walk in, it doesn't feel busy. It doesn't feel overwhelming. So I think I like it. So furniture-wise, we'll have a chase sectional here. We'll do rug, nice ottoman, some side tables, and that's the extent of the furniture. Everything else in here will be art, lights, and that's it, because the primary goal is to get cozy, get comfortable, get some blankets and stuff, have a good time. I'll accessorize, but it'll be minimal, if that makes sense. So that's it, friends. That is part 1 of this makeover. We got holes everywhere. So now that I know where the lighting is gonna be, I'm gonna call the electrician here, and we'll come back on camera and talk about that. Now that I know where the lighting is gonna be, I am going to call the electrician out so they can come and hardwire everything. I got a sneaky suspicion we may have more holes in the ceiling before it's all said and done. I'm also going to have them move this TV prep. I really may not need to, because they already dropped it, so I might save some money there and just patch up all of these holes. But we're gonna call the electrician first so that they can do that. And depending on how long it takes the electrician to come out and do it, then I can't do anything else, because I need to wait on them, and I don't wanna build storage and stuff like that, and then it gets all messed up, or I have to take it down or whatever. So next on the list is electrician. Once the electrician comes, we'll get sheetrock repaired. Hopefully we can do that all in the same week, so we can show you a closed up room. And then from there, we'll get storage installed. We'll decide on a fireplace whether or not we're gonna do it. And we can start installing all of the other pieces. We can move into the design portion. While this is somewhat overwhelming, As far as the holes and stuff are concerned, I'm really excited about having the right function in the space, and I'm hoping that you can learn from my mistakes. So if we don't have an update about the theater room next week, it's okay. We're still gonna come. I need to do like some spring patio cleanup. I want to decorate for Easter, so I might be able to squeeze that in while the electrician is working. But part 2 is coming, but we won't be off. We'll be doing something here around the house because there is plenty to do. So that's part 1 of our makeover. This is where we are. This is where we are. So be sure, if you hadn't already, to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram. Stay connected there. I'm always sharing like behind the scenes stuff in my stories. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye now.